like to cuss like I was raised in a barn. 1, 2.
Eat my fucking poo.
Have you ever been listening to a really good song and just been thinking to yourself, man, music is awesome. I really wish it was bad. If so, today's your lucky day. There's a certain genre of music that is either becoming more popular in the mainstream, or my social media algorithms are showing it to me more because for some reason they think I like it. Both are equally concerning. Now, if you consume like any short form content, whether that be TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, you know, whatever you rot your brain with, there's a pretty good chance that you've heard of or seen the term coworker music. Now, if you don't know what coworker music is, it's a little hard to explain if you just don't like intuitively understand the term, but basically it's the kind of music that your coworker shows you 9 hours into a 12-hour shift that they claim is the deepest shit ever, and they say this artist is going to change the music world, and then it's just a guy rhyming lyrical with miracle, and his entire rap style is him doing like a 75% committed to the bit Joker impression. Yeah, that kind of music. And recently, against my will, I have been exposed to who I think is the leader of the coworker composers. Meet Kill Carl, aka the I like to cuss like I was raised in a barn guy. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't say this lightly, this man makes the worst music that's ever been made. And I'm really not even saying that to be like mean, it's just an objective fact. If you've never heard this guy's music, I honestly don't even really know how to prepare you for it. I've downloaded like 5 or 6 of his TikToks, but I'm gonna be honest with you, not sure I'm gonna be able to make it through that many, so we'll just see what happens, okay?
Please subscribe. I like to cuss like I was raised in a barn. Fuck, shit, piss, cock, titties, and darn. I'm not just heartless darkness and an artless narcissist. I harness charming smartness and a disarming sharpness, bitch. I'm harmless, I wouldn't hurt a fly, but you fuck with my friends and you're gonna fucking
Alrighty, so if you've been so unfortunate to hear this guy's music before, it's probably been this song. This is kind of what blew him up, and it's only gonna get worse from here, so just be prepared, alright? Now, why I don't feel bad calling this guy's music terrible is because on the like technical side of things, there's not a whole lot wrong. Like the mix is decent, he sounds okay, instrumental's fine. You know, like musically, it's whatever. It's the song itself. All of his songs fall into one of 2 categories, and they're 2 categories that nobody really wants to listen to a song about. And both of these categories are like defining characteristics of coworker music. The first one, and I think the one that this song falls into, is they're just aimlessly rambling about themselves in a way that is not song-like at all. Like they just sit there and brag about themselves. Half the time they're making a song about how good of a songwriter they are. Like let's just slow this down for a moment and really look at what he's saying. I'm not just heartless darkness and an artless narcissist. I harness charming smartness and disarming sharpness. Like what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're a heartless darkness? You're making songs for TikTok. Yeah, real cold-blooded motherfucker right there. So it's either them just bragging about shit that's stupid while rapping really fast to try and impress people who like this kind of music, or the second category, and you're gonna have to stick with me here for a moment because this doesn't really make sense because it doesn't make sense that they're doing it, but they make a song where they like preemptively defend themselves from people who are offended by the songs that they're not really writing. That'll make a lot more sense in a couple of minutes when you see one of them, but basically, the entire song is about how people are like offended that they're making music. Like it's basically the songwriting equivalent of making up a scenario in your head while you're in the shower and winning a fake argument. Like they're defending themselves from made up people that in their head are offended by their shitty music. If that doesn't make sense, it will in a minute, but I'm gonna stop yapping.
And if you don't know, well, here's the sitch. I'm just your friendly neighborhood metalhead.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's like every song that these guys make, it just sounds like a script for them introducing themselves at a Comic-Con. Like, if I don't know the sitch, what are you talking about? I'm supposed to be listening to a song. This is not a riddle. This is not an interactive experience.
What the fuck? That's what everybody says when they find out I grind out to, you'll never guess. Very fucking scary, hard shit. I mean, heavy fucking stuff that goes wrong. Can't get enough. And I won't conform to the norm. I was born poor, but not war-torn. Now look, I'm really just a lover, so never judge a motherfucking book by its motherfucking cover. And if you don't know, well, here's the sitch. I'm just a smart-ass middle-class metalhead.
Okay, so we're really checking all the boxes with this one. All the categories are being morphed into one. We've got this bullshit victim mentality of, oh, I'm a metalhead. People make fun of me for the music I listen to, but I'll never conform. And nobody gives a shit what you listen listen to, as long as it's not this. And then again, just more rambling about himself that's not really all that musical. He was born poor, but not war-torn. He's a lover. But then he says, don't judge a book by its cover. Dude, I couldn't if I tried. Before anybody even has the chance to judge you, you're telling us what you get judged for and also every single personality trait you have.
1, 2. Eat my fucking poo.
I genuinely hate myself for the fact that I've been saying this stupid fucking intro for the past like 4 days, and that's why I'm making this video in the first place.
Your son just said that? What you gonna do? You're gonna cry cause it took you by surprise. Oh my god, how cringe you guys. Fuck you. I'm fucking sorry, was this not your fucking expectation? No. Were you looking for a little less imagination? In case you didn't fucking notice, I don't give a shit. Bill, I don't like your style. Get over it. You got fucking issues? I can't fucking solve them. Here's a fucking tissue, now it's not my fucking problem.
Another classic coworker music special. So this is kind of what I was talking about when I said that they make songs about how people are offended over things that like they're making up. Like this entire song is him going like, ooh, poo poo, oh, you didn't like that? Too bad, toodly doo. Like this is all in his head. The song isn't even released yet and he's like, yeah, people are gonna be so offended by this, I might as well dedicate the entire song to that. Not only that, he also does the thing that all the coworker music guys do, which is have this entire personality where it's like, I don't give a shit what anybody says. You can hate my music, you can say whatever, I'm myself. And then like their entire fucking discography is dedicated to songs about saying, hey, I don't care what you think about me. And if you dedicate that much time and effort to saying, I don't care what you think about me, well, that means you're lying.
I got a motherfucking shitload of shit to do. You don't even know the motherfucking stress I'm under. That's cause I don't make a fuss, I just make it look easy, bitch. And you might fucking wonder, what's your secret? How you fucking do it all? I don't take shit, and I lay down the fucking law. What's your secret? How you fucking get it done? I just don't quit, and basically, fuck everyone.
I'm really having trouble articulating it properly. Like I can't really find the words for it, but there's just something, and I feel like everybody watching this video is gonna be able to understand what I'm saying. There is just something, there is like a quality missing from these songs that make them just like not songs. Something about the lyrics and like what he's saying, it's not what you write a song about. Like you can't pinpoint what any of these songs are about. You know what I mean? And it's not just the lyrics themselves, it's also like the structure of the song. A lot of this sounds more like bad slam poetry than a song.
Shut the fuck up. We've all had enough. Everyone's life is fucking tough. Some more than others for sure, but it's not like you don't have a shitload of stuff. Fuck. Why are you so needy? Fucking feed me. Fucking look at me. Fucking really? I'm just trying to have a good time. Hello, McFly, do you fucking read me? Get the fuck over it. Nobody gives a shit. And no one wants to hear you fucking cry.
I genuinely, and I mean this wholeheartedly, cannot think of a single lamer thing that a grown man can do than make a song complaining about babies. People who make hating children their entire personality is annoying enough already, but to go out of your way to make a song where you're like, oh, babies, don't you just fucking hate it when they're babies? Like, what are you doing? What's the target audience for this shit? Anyways, I think at this point you've probably seen enough. If you haven't, then I'm sorry, but I've seen enough, so this is where we're stopping. Well, guys, what do you think? Where do you rank Kill Carl in the GOAT debate? Personally, I have him right under Michael Jackson. The first time I saw this guy, I was like, these videos, these songs are satire, but I really don't think they are. I think this is like his genuine music, and I just don't understand how you record this, and you're like, yeah, that shit slaps. One of the great mysteries of our society. Don't think we'll ever get answers for this one. See ya.
This is inappropriate. You're not supposed to look at this on YouTube. I just feel like this might be the worst.
Fan designs are easy to take for granted, and their subtle tuning is easy to overlook. But subtle changes make all the difference in performance. In this discussion, we're learning from this guy, and he gets tactical in this educational talk.
Blade angle, it's also sometimes called stagger angle in the literature, is a purely mechanical property. So that's the angle between the plane of rotation and the chord line of the blade. So the chord line is an imaginary line between the leading edge and the trailing edge of the fan blade. So that's the blade angle. Angle of attack is something different. That's the angle between the chord line and the relative flow, or the vectorial flow angle.
This is Jacob from Noctua, the computer fan company famous for its engineering and its colors, and not always in that order. Jacob has lots of ideas for engineering the perfect cooling solution, although some of them are more theoretical than they might be practical.
From a fan perspective, you want to have as few fins as possible. The finless heatsink is what the fan likes best.
So,
And
next year, Computex 2026, you heard it here first. Noctua is launching the bladeless fan to go on the finless heatsink.
working hard on it.
Yeah. We've run a whole series of these deep dive topics on coolers, fans, and now thermosiphons coming up, and always learn more about what to look for in cooling design and engineering. This time in our educational series, we're talking about fan blade angle, fan blade count, heatsink design, and at the end, we ask Jacob about what the future holds after Noctua's learnings from its latest G2 fan venture. Let's get into it. Before that, this video is brought to you by the Montech HSO1 and HSO2 cases. The HSO1 and HSO2 cases differ by way of a mesh front or a curved glass front. We previously reviewed these cases in our intensive benchmarking process and found them to be overall high build quality, with thermals comparable between the two designs. The rear chamber of the case uniquely brings the power supply forward and perforates the rear wall of the case, allowing for more air movement internally while providing a different look. The HSO1 and HSO2 also invert with minimal effort, allowing the computer to present to the opposite side without needing to reconfigure the entire build. Learn more at the links in the description below. I'm joined by Jacob Dallinger again from Noctua, and we've done a number of these now where it's technical discussions about things relating to fans and coolers. And I think the origin of this topic was I asked you something about like why does the angle change across the length of the blade?
Yes, exactly. There's actually a pretty relatively simple answer to that. When you look at most modern fans, you will see that the blade angle is steeper near the hub than further out on the blade. We have an example here of our A12X25 120 millimeter fan section views of the blades, and you can see the blade angle is 38 degree near the hub and 33 pretty close to the tip of the blade. It's a bit difficult to figure out where to put that section with a strongly swept blade, because if you're just slightly off in the section angle, you'll also skew the blade angle.
Right.
But we'll bracket that down for simplicity's sake. To explain that, we need to look a little bit at how these different angles are defined. Most people refer to what we call blade angle as angle of attack. In fan engineering technology, that would not be entirely correct, because blade angle, it's also sometimes called stagger angle in the literature, is a purely mechanical property. So that's the angle between the plane of rotation and the chord line of the blade. So the chord line is an imaginary line between the leading edge and the trailing edge of the fan blade. So that's the blade angle. Angle of attack is something different. That's the angle between the chord line and the relative flow, or the vectorial flow angle.
What are you trying to achieve as a fan manufacturer or designer when you're manipulating the blade angle? What's like the big picture?
Yeah, I think we can jump to the next slide a little bit for that.
Okay.
The bigger your blade angle, the more airflow you drive. It's pretty straightforward that if you have a very steep blade angle, it will just drive more flow, right, with one rotation.
Right.
But the problem with it is that you should not overdo it, because the steeper your blade angle, the higher the risk of stall and flow separation. It's like with an airplane, if you drive the blade angle too much, you will have stall, so flow separating from the rear side of the blade, and flow is a big problem in fans or for fan performance in general. It will cause that stall dip, so-called stall dip on the PQ curve, and in acoustics, the turbulence that stall causes the noise of the fan to go up. So you will need to balance that maximizing of airflow versus risk of stall. And generally, from an overall fan design perspective, if you build a fan like this is our venerable S12A with a very steep blade angle.
This is about a 2013, you said, or something?
Yeah.
Something like that, okay.
Evolution of our very first NFS12 fan from 2005. Then there was a follow-up version, NFS12B, in I think it was 2008. So if you build a fan like this, you will end up with that very steep blade angle. You will end up with a PQ curve that's very flat.
Okay.
You will produce very high amounts of airflow, but relatively little static pressure. So as long as the resistance curve of your application is relatively low, like it would be in case cooling applications, you can achieve superior results with that kind of fan. And if you go for a flatter blade angle, this enables the fan to better push air through resistance. It's again, I think quite intuitive that the flatter the blade is, the easier it is to squeeze air through a densely packed heatsink. Yeah. So the green line would be a fan with a much flatter blade angle that enables it to drive a lot of air through a steep resistance application resistance curves. So those are the basic considerations for flatter versus steeper blade angles.
Okay, if we pick any point on the blade, I don't know if it makes more sense to talk about it near the hub or near the outer edge, but if you pick any point, you know, how much of an impact does the angle have on the performance characteristics if you're doing like, I mean, is a 1 degree change like a drastic change? You know, give me an appreciation for...
Yes,
okay.
Yes. 1 degree is definitely something that would cause measurable differences.
Okay.
But usually this is something that would be, when you start a fan design project, that would rarely change in later stages of the development. This is something that's usually locked very early, and then you're playing with more minute details to do the fine tuning. So if you got the blade angle wrong by more than 1 degree in your initial design proposal, then you've wasted a lot of time if you have to change the blade.
How do you start to even decide on this stuff? I mean, is it all CFD simulation? Is it just this is such a known science that you kind of know?
Oh, well, there's certain things like blade count, blade surface area, to a certain extent blade curvature, definitely blade profiles that where very good numerical prediction models exist. That doesn't even need to go in CFD to figure out, okay, what's the number of blades we're going to use, what's the rough blade profile we're going to use. All that can be determined if you know your target application in advance before you even start simulating.
Right.
And then it goes into a simulation stage where you would try to figure out whether your predictions and your initial design draft is workable.
Got it. Okay, so then getting back to your slide deck.
Yes.
How do you want to run through it?
I think I've already mentioned that there's this slight confusion between angle of attack and blade angle. And what we call angle of attack in fan engineering isn't the same as blade angle, because blade angle is a purely mechanical or geometrical property, namely the angle between the plane of rotation of the blade, so basically perpendicular to the fan axis, and the chord line of the blade. Versus angle of attack is defined as the angle between that chord line and the relative flow angle or vectorial flow angle. And this flow angle is defined by two other vectors. The first is the axial flow direction. So you can imagine the fan pushing out air, and we assume for simplicity's sake that this is uniform across the entire diameter of the fan, which is not the case, but it will make things easier to explain if you assume it. So we have air going through like that, and then at the same time we have the fan rotating. So the blade is moving within that plane of rotation, and it's the angle between these two vectors that's the vectorial flow angle. So the faster the air is flowing through the fan, or the more air is flowing through the fan, at the same velocity, the bigger that angle will become. Key point to explain why the blade is twisted is that this blade velocity, we're not talking about RPM, we're talking about the actual speed of the parts of the blade moving, is much faster at the outside than on the inside. So if you look at that angle, if this vector here became shorter, whereas the axial flow vector stayed the same, the angle would become bigger. And that's why the blade angle near the hub needs to be bigger than towards the outside. And that change in blade angle is not necessarily a change in angle of attack. You can have additionally a different angle of attack near the hub versus outside, but just the fact that the blade is twisted doesn't mean that the angle of attack changes.
Typically I see 11, 9, or 7 blades.
Yeah, that's very typical choices for our applications, but for example, wind turbines would usually have 3, right?
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
It really depends on the application. There's no magic number that works best for all applications.
But going back to what you were saying earlier, I guess there's certain applications where it's just understood that you would probably use a certain choice for that. Like, the only place I've seen 11 is like, maybe in, the only place I've seen 11 used properly is maybe in like high flow, low resistance or something applications.
Typically, yes. I mean, the problem with 11 blades is that it's it also introduces a lot of mechanical constraints. Like it would have to be very densely spaced, very short blades. Yeah. And there's two reasons that speak against increasing the number of blades, or it's more than that, but I would say three key reasons. So one is blade-to-blade interaction. So if you have blades like very close to each other, you risk the wake flow of one blade still like harming the effectiveness of the follow-up blade. Yeah. And the second two key reasons I would say is blade passing frequency, and the general fact that edges, both the leading edge and the trailing edge significantly contribute to the fan's overall noise emission. So you try to minimize edge length. And if you have more blades, you have more edges.
Right.
Because you will have always that fluid displacement occurring at the leading edge, and the more of that you have, the more noise you will produce. And the blade passing frequency is calculated by taking RPM, multiplying with the number of fan blades, and dividing by 60s, because the frequency is in hertz and RPM is in minutes. So, for example, for a 9-blade fan with 2000 RPM, you would end up with a blade passing frequency of 300 hertz. Whereas for a 7-blade fan that runs at the same RPM, you would end up with roughly 233 hertz. The blade passing frequency is the key dominant part of the fan's noise emission. It's not the only thing, but it's I would say, most important part, and you often have other spikes that you see in the frequency spectrum as harmonics of the blade passing frequency, because it is interacting with other noise contributors.
That's what I was just about to ask about. Was on a frequency spectrum plot. You know, what does it look like if you have?
You usually will have that main spike, and you can easily calculate it and double check if that's the blade passing frequency by taking the number of blades and multiplying by RPM. So usually that's the main spike you will see, unless there's some sort of other problem, which could be the case, of course. Generally, humans perceive lower frequencies as less distracting than high frequencies. And that is the main reason why, from a purely acoustic standpoint, you would go for as few blades as possible. The problem with all that is, however, that a fan should not only be quiet, it should also perform. And like with so many things in fan design, it's always balancing performance versus acoustic. So clearly, acoustically, less blades would be better. 0 would be the best.
Okay. When are you making that? When are you bringing when that just... I feel like we're getting into Dyson patent territory or something.
Oh yeah. The bladeless.
When are you gonna just bring me a hub next year? This is the new fan.
Should I?
Yeah, just break all the blades off.
This is something people can try at home if they are interested. We don't even need to produce it. Just break off all your fan blades. Enjoy the quietness, but probably performance might suffer.
Yes.
I think it would be very, very challenging to build a 7-blade fan that performs on the same level as, let's say, the A12 X25 G2 we're introducing at Computech. If you go for the lower blade count, that will probably impose so many design constraints that you will have to end up speeding up that 7-blade fan to a level where the blade passing frequency ends up being the same.
Okay.
So if you had to spin up that 7-blade fan to 2,500 RPM to match the 9-blade 2,000 RPM fan, you would be at roughly the same blade passing frequency.
Potentially exchanging the advantage anyway. Yeah.
So we already talked a little bit about blade angle of attack, and how critical that is to ensuring the performance curve you want. And imagine having 7 blades. You do need a certain amount of blade area to get basic flow and pressure performance. But if you need to squeeze that blade area into 7 blades, you're very automatically forced to make them relatively flat.
Yeah.
Because you cannot go for a steep angle of attack if you want to have that blade surface area in 7 blades.
Right. Yeah.
So those will be the limitations you'll have to deal with when you're locked on 7 blades and still want to achieve high performance. And I would say that it's probably more challenging to work with these constraints than properly optimizing a 9-blade design.
Okay.
So for our space, I would say 120 millimeter fans. We're talking now. I would say 9 blades is the sweet spot. From my perspective.
Cool.
Especially if you want to go for good static pressure performance or good performance against high flow impedance.
It seems like any company, when you've produced something, you think this is the peak of what we've done at this point. You're talking about, okay, it seems like 9 blades is the sweet spot. How fixed do you think that science is at this point? I mean, do you think in 10 years, is there a chance that Noctua looks back and is like, you know what?
I shouldn't have said that in the interview with Steve in 2025.
Because now it's going to be,
That's totally possible. I mean, you never know in engineering. I mean, on the other hand, fan development has become very refined for quite some time now. I mean, there's so much groundwork that has been done in the 1960s, 1950s, even 1970s, and a lot of it has become extremely refined within the 80s and 90s. The numerical prediction models are so stable that it's, for me at this stage, hard to imagine that there's going to be that game changer that enables us to build, 13-blade fans that perform way better.
It seems like the most likely thing to change the most drastically, I feel like it would just be continual material advances and change, like chemical compositions and things like this. But
I mean, I would say that we did a major step in this regard by going from PBT or ABS or
to
LPA to LCP. That was a major game changer because it enabled us to build tighter tip clearances, blade geometries that would be too prone to blade vibration, blade stretch over the years. The dampening characteristics are so much better, so that was definitely a major step. But I'm not sure if there's in our space where we don't want fans to sound like jet engines, if there's so much benefit going for an even sturdier material.
Right.
There would be options. Like of course, you could build a metal fan.
Yeah.
But why would you want to build a metal fan if you want to let it run at like 20 to 25 dB? You would want to go metal or even harder engineering plastics if you want to go, 6,000 RPM on a 120 millimeter fan, or 10,000 RPM on a 120
finger chopper.
Yes, then it could make sense because then you are dealing with a level of vibrations and blade creep, dragging forces, all that could benefit from stronger materials. But for the market space we are targeting, I'm not really seeing it.
Right.
An exception could be the 7-blade challenge, because we've been talking about performance constraints. If you go for a lower blade count design, that should still perform well. But there's also mechanical constraints. Like the bigger you make the blades, the more rotating mass you have attached to a single point at the hub. So that's where a stronger material has more benefit.
One of the interesting things to me with heatsink specifically is there's a distance between the fins, there's sort of the density, I guess pitch, it seems like, but
fin pitch is what we call it usually.
Right, and then
or fin space.
Right. What are the different types of fins you might employ on a heatsink? And I'll use that to kind of jump to some of the fan questions. Because we were just talking earlier about how Noctua might use 2 or 3 or something different, types.
Yeah.
What does that really mean? starting there?
That was mostly related to purely mechanical considerations, I would say. So we were talking about the D15G2 cooler, where you have basically the same set or type of fins on the entire upper fin stack. It's different from stack to stack. I'll come to that in a minute, but the upper part on each stack is consistent. And then in the lower part, we have one cutout for the ram. So that's a different fin size. It's a little bit shorter to make more room for the ram. And then since the heat pipes are converging towards the base once we go further down, we need to have another fin tooling that basically has a wider slot opening for the angled heat pipe to pass through, versus the straight ones can still attach to the fin and be soldered to the fin. And that's the reasons why we have different fin types there. So it's purely mechanical. The only performance related difference in fin type with D15G2 is that the rear fin stack is a little bit thicker than the front one. It's just because of the combined pressure capability of both fans working in tandem that we have on the rear fin stack. So we can have a little bit more or allow for a little bit more flow resistance there.
So then for optimizing for it, and what are the different types of things you look for when you strap a fan to the front of a heatsink? You're gonna have resistance from the fins, so you have to push through that. You have to make trade-offs, I'm sure, on like, we could pack more fins in here and it would be a lot more surface area.
100%, yes.
Right, but then obviously at some point, there's so much resistance, it becomes an issue of, can we push through that, and then can we push through it without making it obnoxious from a noise level. So what are the optimizations, big picture stuff that you're doing for fin stacks?
So I would say it's, once again, balancing and trade-offs. Like from a fan perspective, you want to have as few fins as possible. The finless heatsink is what the fan likes best.
So next year, Computex 2026, you heard it here first. Noctua is launching the bladeless fan to go on the finless heatsink.
Working hard on it.
Yeah.
The heatsink, from a heatsink design perspective, you want to go the other way around. You want to pack as many fins as possible. You want to maximize fin surface area, but not only that, you also want to maximize fin count. Because especially the leading edges of a heatsink fin is where the heat transfer is the highest. So when you look at the heat transfer rate plotted across a heatsink fin, you will see that it's highest at the leading edge. And then there's a boundary layer built up as flow goes along the fin. And that boundary layer is like aerodynamically insulating the laminar flow. So you will have heat transfer dropping off the longer the fin is. So just making the fin longer and longer and longer, it will help, but it will give you diminishing returns. So ideally you would have like extremely tightly packed short fins. But that creates a lot of resistance.
Right.
So the balancing act that we have to achieve is that we end up with a resistance curve of the heatsink that is within the preferred operational range of the fan. So when you look at the PQ curve, you can see that knee kind of section, and that's the stall dip here. And you basically never want to push too close to that dipping region, because as we've discussed before, once a fan stalls, it pushes less air through your application, and flow becomes extremely turbulent. So it will sound not as nice, it will be measurable in SPL, and it will be not as pleasant in tone. So you want to design a fan. It can go both ways, of course. You can either design a fan for your heatsink that works well on your heatsink's resistance curve, or the other way around, or both together. That's basically the textbook explanation. But as usual, the textbook explanation only covers half of the story, because there's so much more to do if you really properly want to optimize fan and heatsink. And a lot of that has to do with the turbulence interactions, near field interactions. So when you look at the PQ curve, you have a PQ machine, you know how it operates.
Yeah.
You're basically just introducing flow resistance without having any object close to the fan.
You can, yeah, with the counter blower. Yeah,
Exactly. So it's not like the fan is blowing against fins. It's
Right.
just blowing against empty resistance, to put it this way. And that is a different thing than blowing against fins. Because blowing against fins will create turbulence. And the question is, how does that turbulence sound? And how does the turbulent wake flow of the fan interact with the fins? This is extremely important because your fan may, especially from a noise normalization perspective, because your fan may sound great in free flow, but if it has a problem dealing with those turbulences and back pressure, it may sound really bad on a heatsink. And that's where the real fine-tuning begins, that you make sure that that fan and heatsink really match nicely from both performance and acoustic perspective. From an engineering perspective, turbulence is just the physical property that you have to deal with and that you can utilize in certain scenarios. I mean, of course, the turbulence that creates noise when airflow hits a heatsink fin is not a desirable thing. But for example, when you look at our G2 series fans, we have these structures on the hub of the fan that we call centrifugal turbulator. And with these, we utilize the phenomenon that turbulent flow better attaches to surfaces than laminar flow. You have the same phenomenon with a golf ball where the dimples reduce drag because there's a turbulent boundary layer forming across the golf ball. So there are examples where turbulence is beneficial. So in our case, with the G2 fan, we don't have an example here, but you can surely find a B-roll for it. This enables us to have better flow attachment at the hub region, where generally things are very difficult due to the general low speeds of the fan blades.
What do you feel like you've learned from the G2 that it makes sense to kind of explore for the next iteration or product? There's got to be learnings where you guys were like, okay, we can't figure out how to get this into this one, let's apply it to the next one. And I know you're probably filtering, like, is there anything I can say?
I'm just browsing through the list, trying to figure out what I could possibly say without giving too much away. I would say that there's a lot of negative lessons learned in a good sense. So we went through so many different design approaches that turned out not fruitful. That this gives us a very important clues for future products, that this and that is something we don't need to bother trying anymore. So that's very helpful.
Filtering out ideas.
I would also say that probably it needs to be a somewhat different design approach to really get another measurable step up in performance. And we have some ideas for that, but I'm sorry, I cannot tell you. Because it might take a few more years to finalize, and giving those ideas away would be risky.
No problem. Anything else you want to cover?
I think we've went through a lot of stuff.
We have gone through a lot of stuff. So there's a whole series of these now. It's becoming a thing. We've done at least, it was either 2 or 3 last year, and then plus the stuff at the booth, plus the year before that we had some good ones. So I'll link them all below, probably put them in a playlist or something. If this interests you, you can learn more. And Jacob, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I realize I hit 50
And we will see you all next time.
Start working on an attack now. Two of them. Play.
Well, I finally finished one of the best, actually picking it up from there.
What the fuck? Scammers in Rome? Uh-oh, I thought they made those illegal. How did he get one?
Oh. This is Rome, and that's me getting
That's
chased
Rome?
by scammers I just exposed in 4K. You
What?
might be
What?
wondering, why are they so pissed off?
Help! Oh, police! Police, help!
It all began a few
What
hours
the fuck is this?
earlier as I took a selfie in front of the Coliseum and met this nice young engineer.
Very good. Where you
Very
from?
good.
Texas. I love Texas.
What's your name, my friend?
My name is Ali from Senegal.
Ali.
West Africa.
Senegal, yeah.
Batata, what it means?
Oh, I thought it was from Lilo State.
Life is good.
Be happy.
Love is good. What's
Love is good.
Before you
Good for you.
Senegal.
This for me?
This my mom gave me 25 years.
Oh, it's elephants?
Yeah, you love elephant?
I do love elephant. This is gift?
Yeah, I give you.
For free?
Put it on.
For free?
You have wife?
I don't have baby or wife.
Why? Maybe tomorrow, eh?
This is for free.
Yeah, present for my anything you have.
My friend.
Yeah, anything that you have is okay. Something for my baby.
A gift from me?
Yeah, anything you have is okay. There's some money for eating.
I thought it was gift.
You're very happy. Something like for my
Wait, what is this? I thought this was gift.
Look at it, every.
Oh my god. This is so ridiculous.
Everybody love elephant from.
I love elephant too, but I thought I was getting gifts.
No, no problem. Anything that you have is okay for me.
I have nothing.
You want some coins for me?
Nothing.
Alhamdulillah.
What happened to my gift? I thought you were my friend from Senegal.
Finish. Have a good day, bro.
Hey, you have a good day. Why don't I know gift?
I said finish.
Hey! Hey! What is this problem?
Uh-huh.
What is your problem? Why you give gifts and no, you take back? Why you take back the gift?
Finish. I don't need finish.
Why you take back the gift?
He knows what he's doing.
You need something?
Yeah, I thought I was getting gift.
What do you need?
What are you doing?
You need fight?
I wanted a gift.
You need fight for me?
Uh-oh.
Finish. Go.
A fight? You from Senegal? I thought we were friends.
Said bullshit, guy. Yeah, don't make a.
Say un bastardo. I thought we were friends. Scammer. Scammer.
Yeah, thank you.
Scammer. I thought we were friends. Where's my gift, huh? That's your gift? Middle fingers are your gift? Fuck you. Fuck you, mamma mia.
Fuck you, mamma mia.
Fuck you, my friend. Thank you for the gift.
I fuck your mom every day.
Every time. Why you giving me bracelet? Oh, you want me to follow you? So you can bring your friends and beat me. Is that the plan?
These doctors and engineers follow the same playbook they use in Paris. Where
See,
they try
this
to
is what they do every time. This is just like in WoW, where they're normal whenever it's a 1v1, and then suddenly they get a boost of courage when their friend shows up. Yep.
lure you to the lower ground so they can throw projectiles like dead pigeons.
He's throwing dead birds at him?
Pigeons, mud, and souvenirs at you while they swarm you with their gang.
What are you doing, my friend? What are you doing, my friend?
Don't film him. Don't film him.
You want to fight? I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends.
Every day here.
Huh?
Uh-oh. Oh.
You're fucking my mom every day.
You gotta kite him around.
I thought we were friends. What happened to best friend? The taxis are in on it too. It's a whole mafia here. Mafioso. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Shimona. Hey, don't take their friendship bracelet. They're not actually your friend. They want your money. All right, that's all I got.
Taxi drivers threatening to call cops. They should.
Turista. Mafioso. Mafioso. Call the police, please. Call them. All right. Moral of the story is don't take a bracelet from these guys. They'll scam you. They'll ask for your money. He's out here every day, he says.
Oh my God.
Bye-bye, my friend. You have a good day. Hey, for you, tip. Grazie, my friend. Be safe.
Just gave him
that's how you do
money for
business
nothing.
right
Okay,
there.
that's nice.
If Senegal homie, if he punches me, can I punch it back?
You know what? I applaud you. You're on TikTok. I saw something.
Yeah.
I applaud you because I learned from that.
So now you know not to take the bracelet. Yes.
Walk away.
So I want to know if we can defend ourselves because they get violence.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know. This is Europe. I would not defend myself in Europe, bro. Yeah, I would be afraid.
If he does punch you,
punch him back.
you can.
Okay, but non-violent, peaceful otherwise. Peaceful.
Yeah.
The public appreciates, they said they learned from this stuff. That's what we like to see.
Great. 2 hours later, I went to the ground level of the Coliseum, and these bracelet scammers were everywhere.
So they're just sitting there doing this? Well, why don't they just go round these guys up and get rid of them? What is this? Why are they putting up with this shit? Just get them the fuck out of here.
Pay close attention to the other people here who hate the mere presence of my camera.
Yeah, that'd be racist. Too bad.
As I watched my cameraman get a free bracelet from another friendly engineer from Senegal, this big back Indian dude kept looking back at me.
Uh-oh.
Yes, video. You be quiet. How about that? Okay, we're in Rome, Colosseum. Beautiful view. I take all the video I want because I'm Colosseum. Beautiful. Beautiful. You keep moving. You keep moving, boy.
As I was getting some dirty looks from anyone out here with a questionable business model.
Anybody with a fanny pack is a hostile NPC, basically. You can see them. It's all the guys with fanny packs.
I decided to make my way back up to where I was earlier to see if the same bracelet scammer was still there. But instead, I found this guy who claimed he could get me to the front of the line in the Colosseum.
Oh my fucking god. Why don't they just go get these guys and get rid of them?
We skip the line. That is a group entrance. Is an hour tour inside the Colosseum, and then you have access to the Roman Forum.
No. Tourist information. You can see that's what he's saying.
Palatine 3 Museum, Giro line.
You have
Come
full
with
group?
me?
Yeah.
And does it guarantee me I get in?
Of course.
Of
So you're
course. Oh no.
Legit?
Yes.
Okay.
Curious to see what this service was, legit or
God.
not, I followed my guy here with the camera to see what the deal was. But it turns out my friend who told me to stop recording downstairs had followed me all the way up here.
How much is it? How much is it? Hi.
You have 3 times
Vlog, turista. Whoa, why would you touch him? Let's go, mother.
What? What is this?
Good. Let's go. I will
my
redeem code.
God.
Let's go. Let's go. Mamma mia. Tourist. Tourist. What? I thought you were here to help me get in. Oh, he's too slow. He's too slow.
He's a big boy. Probably not gonna go up that. Yeah.
Sorry. We'll see. We'll see. How you doing, my friend? He's being held back. Look at this. I can make video. I'm in the fucking Colosseum.
Uh-oh. Now it's a 3v1, bro. Like, goddamn. It's a scammer group. Where are the police? Did they just? Why do they put up with this garbage? Just round all these fuckers up and put them in jail, or deport them. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Why do people put up with this?
Let's go. Call the police.
Uh-oh, another one. He getting a rock.
Come here.
Uh-oh, pigeon's running.
Mamma mia.
Oh, he's kiting him.
All the scammers
He's
work
kiting
together.
him.
Big squad. Polizia! Polizia! Attention!
Throws water. Oh shit!
He's gearing for a sneak attack.
Oh, it's a mini
I'm ready to
rock.
throw some hands.
You know he's gonna throw that.
Okay.
Oh no,
We have
never
a
mind. That
united
was his bracelet.
front here, though.
He's coming to police, my friend.
Thank God.
Now you pay me for private. It's violent.
Oh, he's gonna bring off his shoe.
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ. The nation of United Scammers.
Can you
right here.
believe that, like, fucking, this is in front of the Roman Colosseum? I wonder what the Romans would think if they knew that thousands of years in the future, there would just be a bunch of random retards sitting in front of the Colosseum trying to sell fake bracelets and then beating people up for not giving them money over it. Man, this is happening then too? Yeah, I wonder what happened to them.
Police, yeah, they've assaulted me. They've assaulted me. Yeah, bring him here, bring him here. He's
Back
preparing
in?
for a
I don't
sneak
know.
attack. We gotta...
Oh.
He is a dumbass.
Oh, that's an...
Let's go. Huh? That's right.
Oh my...
I missed it. What do you do?
They've assaulted me. Yeah, bring him here, bring him here. He's
Back
preparing
in?
for a
I don't
sneak
know.
attack. We gotta...
Oh.
He is a dumbass.
Oh, that's an...
Let's go. Huh? That's right.
Oh my God! There he goes! bonked him too. Holy shit. This is insane. Oh shit, he's parkouring.
As I was getting chased by the mob, I made the mistake of taking the wrong turn and running straight into an inescapable cliff.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Help! Help!
Uh-oh.
Help!
Just jump.
Things were looking bleak.
Help!
Wait, oh, they're getting him from the other side.
Policia!
He's just picking up rocks and throwing them at him.
Policia!
What is this?
I just fucking jump off there right on top of them.
Police!
Jesus. Yeah, bro, he's trying to safe spot him.
Police!
Where were the police in one of the busiest tourist destinations on Earth?
That's crazy that there's no police there.
Joe Biden!
Call Joe Biden, call Donald Trump.
Surrounded on all sides by these doctors and engineers, it seemed like my fate had been sealed and my beatdown was inevitable.
They want to kill me for video.
But the police actually did show up, and as they showed my YouTube channel to the scammers, I used their rather late appearance as my cue to escape.
Grazie. I'm good. I'll jump. Grazie. 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 All right, we gotta get out of here. There's no chance I was making it out of a 100v1 there. The cardio clutched in. Yet
Jesus.
I stand here unscathed. No punches, no damage taken. Now it's time to
Oh my god, bro. This guy... He's annoying as fucking worse than the scammers here? No, he's not. No.
get out of here.
Yeah,
That
bro,
area
he
cooled
did a
down for
no-hit.
bit. That was a close call.
As I fled the Coliseum, it was time to go underground and meet up with Simone Carabella and his sidekick Frida, vigilante pickpocket hunter trying to keep Italy's metro safe and pickpocket free.
Will we get into a fight?
I want, but I can't.
Okay.
Le persone che andiamo ad incontrare sono aggressive. Sono
They're
aggressive,
aggressive?
capito?
Oh, they're aggro. I get it.
Going into the lion's den. Let's see what we
Big
find here.
mad.
He's saying about 50 to 100 of these folks out here are pickpocketing. And are they all gypsies?
Yes, ma
Gypsies,
più me ne...
I feel like I'm watching Borat again. Oh, God. How long has this been going on? How many hundreds of years? Oh, my God.
Men.
So how many
Thousands
faces
of
do you
you-
have recognized? Or
Holy
memorized?
shit.
Yeah.
20,
20?
I am like a detector. Like a scanner.
You'll know when we see one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
shit.
old are they typically?
17, 18, 20.
Why so young?
Because in Italy, the teenager, they don't go in the jailer.
That's why you need to put them in jail. If the problem is people doing this in jail and not going to jail, just put them in jail. It's simple. The 2%, yes, I know. We will apply the 2% rule to the whole world.
They come from Venice, from
Yeah.
Florence.
I got
from
no problem. We put kids in jail. I got no problem with that. 15, you're going to jail. You're going to learn how to turn big rocks into small rocks. You're not learning about the Civil War anymore. You're learning about how to make a big rock into a rock that's smaller with a hammer. That's going to be your job now for the next 5 years.
Barcelona, all the people come here, all
Yep.
the tourists are in Rome. They know who is not
Not paying attention.
concentrated.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And how many years have you been doing this?
Louis,
20 years
Damn.
upstairs in the
he.
years.
2-0?
Yes, he.
Wow.
We
This
began
is like that one hunter in Stranglethorn Vale that will sit outside the camp at Nesting Warriors camp that's level 60 and kill the rogues that are trying to gank people turning in their quests. This is like that one hunter waiting.
trolling
ready.
the metro, scanning every place until Simone's spidey senses were triggered.
Scusi. Okay, Simone has something in his mind right now he's looking for.
Oh.
10 minutes ago. We see now.
Oh, you see one right now?
See if easy hour se ne vanno. Okay, sì.
Okay. Be prepared
Yep.
to run.
Okay.
Okay, we're hopping in the metro.
As Simone checked stop after stop after stop, It looked like he had found something, or rather, someone.
Serpio, queste? Serpico, eccole. Eccole. Eccole, occhio che sono ladre. Attenzione. Occhio a queste ragazze che sono ladre. A miserabile, mamma mia, allucinante, oh.
Did they get him?
Bene. Queste le fanno piangere.
Attenzione!
Queste le fanno piangere, ladri. Andate via tutte e quattro, guarda.
Oh, she putting the thing over her face so they don't know about it. Yep.
Cammina. Guardatele bene loro,
And they're smiling.
Sono ladri.
Attenzione!
Sono ladri.
Yep.
Well, I was surprised these pickpockets turned out to be teenage girls. Apparently,
Yep.
this was done to strategically evade criminal prosecution.
Attenzione!
Ladri. Via. Andate fuori, cammina. Fuori, ladri. Ecco. Vai via, cammina, parli pure. Sembrano bambini, queste fanno piangere la gente.
See, the thing is that when there are enough people who are upset about this, you know, like as I said, the stop the boats turning into sink the boats, this problem is going to go away overnight. This problem will be gone in a day. There's a reason why people do this here and not in Dubai. I bet in Saudi Arabia this doesn't happen very often at all. I wonder why. Ooh. It's a mystery.
Che non succede altro. Fino a fuori l'accompagniamo, cammina. Via, hai visto come,
We know why?
come
Yep.
non sembrano? Bambine.
Like
Ma
kids?
no.
Maybe, I don't know.
They're pickpockets. They're seasoned pickpockets?
Sì, quelle
Professionals?
Professionals.
Yes, you have every day is still at least
Ooh. Every day they steal at least 1,000 euros.
every day.
Jesus.
Simone was a local hero out here, with the community showing him love everywhere we went.
Oh my God.
The public is thanking him for his services here. The love out here is real for Simone. He's patrolling the trains.
If they're gypsies, they're not coming with boats, you morons. Nothing will happen with this issue, even if every European border is closed. Okay, I can be a little bit more specific. Basically, if the people get in charge that want to sink the boats, they're going to use capital punishment for any of the people that are doing this, and they're literally just going to kill them. That's what's going to happen. Doesn't matter if they're kids or not, they're going to kill them. It's going to be done in like a day. Bro, what? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, look at any country that doesn't have this happen, and you're going to find a level of punishment for this that is extreme. You steal, you die? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty simple. Yeah. And I'm telling you, like, that's what would happen, base but unachievable. You think that. Everybody thinks that. Chad, why are you acting like this couldn't happen? It's happened before. Yeah, of course. Easily that could happen. Do you really think that, like, I mean, people, I think a lot of you guys really, and not a lot of you guys, there's just a handful of, like, disagreeers in chat. A lot of disagreeers in chat really, I think, downplay the amount of casual frustration and annoyance that people like this have with random individuals causing problems in their day-to-day life. And I think that they don't respect and you don't understand the extent that an average person will actually go to avoid having this level of stress in their life. That would be chaotic. No, it wouldn't. It would only happen for like a week. As like, guarantee if they brought back, if they cut somebody's hand off, if they caught them stealing, how often do you think this would happen? Basically never. It would go down by like 99%. Instantly. Yeah, it would happen twice. I like that. Yeah, there it is. And no, it wouldn't. It would stop overnight. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, again, if you, and that's the way that you have to deal with people like this. If you don't, they don't listen to you. They don't respect you. And this is what will happen. I think people don't understand what vigilante means. Well, I don't mean this as a vigilante. I mean this is a government policy. People act like we're like really far away from that. I think that you really underestimate the average public's ability to totally justify brutalizing people in order for people to maintain a level of decorum and safety in society. It's extremely easy to achieve that.
He's like the night watch right now. They love them. They appreciate the services. One thing I want to note is many people have come up here, said thanks for the work they do.
Oh, grande!
There we go.
Grazie mille.
Police love them, security love them.
What a surprise.
Everyone and their mama loves them, except the pickpocketers and the gypsies.
And as we were on patrol, we caught wind from security that a family nearby had just been pickpocketed.
Oh, uh-oh.
China family.
They got robbed? Okay,
This is a
Chinese
Korean family?
got pickpocketed. They're pissed off. They're pissed off. You guys got robbed?
I think so, yeah.
What did they take?
Wallet.
Wallets. How
What a
much was in
surprise.
the wallet, do you know?
Two credit card, 250 euro cash. He remembers that someone pushed the trophy.
What do they look like? Did you see them?
We didn't see.
We need to find them.
We need to find, but I don't think that the money impossible.
Sorry this happened to you. He's going to give you some ideas and suggestions for what you should do next. Bye-bye. Sorry. Man, that sucks. They literally just got pickpocketed. She was saying that he got pushed. That's the only thing he remembers. And then they realized their wallet was gone.
While Simone was not hopeful we could prove who the thief was minutes after they were pickpocketed, we continued our patrol, and to my surprise, things got even weirder.
Guarda, inside
What?
the train.
You see what?
In the train, eccola.
Where?
Purtroppo.
He catches her inside the train?
Attenzione!
Attention! Okay, so they escaped unscathed.
Oh my god.
They're on the radar now. Let's see if we can catch up to them.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
How? I don't. Yeah, bro, he's wall hacking. Yes.
Man or woman?
No, woman.
Woman. Ready.
Behind him, there are two. Look.
I see them. Two little girls.
Guardalo un po' appena arriva da Termini.
Straight to action.
Ah, ladri!
Pick.
Che famo?
Non sa rubare oggi.
Non sei ladra, non lavori? No. Sicura?
I'm sure.
Cosa fa?
A me non mi pare.
Dove stanno, amico?
Con lo zaino grosso. Vabbè, magari oggi non lavoro, non c'ho lo zaino grosso.
They're kind of
Sempre
easy to
c'ha
spot if you're from Rome. Really?
Who are
Today
they?
she don't work today.
Oggi non work.
Ah, she's off shift. What does he say?
I don't work. Why?
Oggi non borseggi.
Just not today.
They say they're not working this shift today. We're peeling out.
Wow.
Interesting dynamic. Are men ever pickpockets?
The men are from Chile, from South America, and they are very dangerous because they have knife.
Do we want to confront the men?
No, because they work in the afternoon, in the evening.
Oh, man. Yeah. Immigrants? Yeah, exactly. This is, again, if you think that the people that are living here are going to put up with this indefinitely, you are out of your mind. The way that they will deal with this, again, and this would have never happened if they had just had police here arresting these guys that are doing it. It would have never happened. The fact is that the reason why people are becoming so radicalized is because that's the only ability, that's the only way that they have to be listened to. The reasonable conversations about like, hey, we need to have more police down here, we need to stop these people that are doing this, we need to be able to defend ourselves, all of this stuff was ignored. It was ignored, and it will be ignored, and eventually someone will listen. And when that happens, the government takes all the police's power? Yes. There's nothing new in Rome. It's been happening since before we were born. Sure. They put on with it for decades. I know. But I think that what's different now, so here's what's different now. It's the internet. I think the fact that people can realize and see how bad this is on the internet, and now that the internet is pretty much not censored in the same way that it used to be, why do you think that they're trying to make all of these laws that are controlling the internet? It's because they know that if people have the ability to see this happening, everybody will universally agree that this is a bad thing, it should be stopped, whatever means necessary. Of course. Who's they? Well, the European government, the United Kingdom's government, obviously, right? I mean, like the EU's been pushing for regulations and controls over the internet. Even the US is doing it. Australia is doing it. The UK is doing it. Yeah, there's tons of them.
Now are only from the east of Europe.
I see. So mostly women here. How much money do they make per day?
I think like 3,000 euros.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
As a group or individually?
No, group.
And then this guy came up to us showing how concerned these commuters were of getting pickpocketed.
Eccolo. Scusate. Ciao. Volevo salutare. Buongiorno. Grazie mille. Che vogliamo fare con questa
Vinciamo.
Vinciamo.
Ciao, Frida.
I think ancient Romans weren't doing this, you're dumb. So here's the difference. So there's two really big differences. Number one, the first difference is that Romans are doing it to other Romans. I think that when you have people that aren't indigenous to a certain culture, like for example, like these guys from like Africa that are coming and scamming people at the Colosseum, that's a very different dynamic than if you have people that are inside of the culture that exists there and are doing it on their own. So that's number one. There's like an element of kind of like cultural invasion that's happening. And then the second reason is that you have also the fact that they're not getting in trouble and there's no enforcement of it. In ancient Rome, when you have people that are committing crime, I bet they probably dealt with that pretty quickly, right? Didn't happen for very long before somebody just had a bad time. The problem here is that you have both of these things happening simultaneously. You have, number one, this crime is being imported into the country, and number two, it's not being enforced. That's the reason why it's different.
Noi facciamo il massimo.
Mamma mia, he's lucky. Ay, ay, ay. He has to lock his bag. He's so afraid of the pickpockets?
Yes.
The man is locking his bag. He's that afraid of getting pickpocketed.
And right after we saw this, we found a seasoned pickpocket you'd never suspect.
Uh-oh.
Dove? Adesso.
We're on the chase.
Uh-oh. Alert.
Run, Simone.
Get his ass.
Sei una ladra? Sei una ladra, sei?
There she is.
She covering her face?
Che facciamo?
Pickpocket.
Pickpocket, attenzione. Pickpocket.
Ce ne andiamo?
Attenzione.
Yep.
Col grande Taylor direttamente da Texas.
Why don't the cops arrest these people? She's already walking around the cops.
Accompagniamo fuori, Dai, va, ladra. Andiamo fuori.
Oh,
va.
man.
Oh, Simone.
Yeah, why aren't they doing that?
Ci sta pure la guardia del corpo,
Oh my God.
As she came up the elevator,
How do people put up with this shit?
I saw the unimaginable, a baby bump. She was pregnant.
Letto, poi gli copre col viso,
What a surprise.
Ma lui è quello che copre lei, capito? Lui guarda un
Security
secondo,
aren't the
amico
cops?
mio.
I just assumed it said Interpol, so I assumed it was some sort of police. But like, yeah, maybe you're right. And also, by the way, if you have security and they're not stopping people from stealing, just fire them and tell them to go home. You're wasting your money. Like, it really, I mean, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, so you have security for this and they're not even, what are they securing? A paycheck? For themselves. That's it. Yeah, fuck that. Don't even pay them.
Attenzione a lei che ruba, occhio, guardatela bene. Aspetta che ti sono
Oh.
Attenti alle borse, che ruba! A ladra! Ma tu sei incinta, sono 16 anni che stai incinta.
Pregnant for
sono
16
anni che
years?
stai incinta, come funziona?
How does that work?
Guarda che roba, sei in cavallo, sei.
You're built like a
Pregnant women
horse?
and the young girls to avoid prosecution and the police getting their hands on them. It's tough to tell if this is a strategic pregnancy we're witnessing.
Wait, he's saying that she's looking like she's pregnant, but she's actually not, in order to garner sympathy and make herself look like she's less, less dangerous. That's clever. It's like that one snake with the spider tail, you know?
This is our same girl from yesterday.
This is common? I didn't even know that.
Pregnant. Should I feel bad?
I think it's not true.
It's not real?
Yes, it's not true. Somebody is true, somebody is not true. They put like this. Look, you are pregnant. You are pregnant.
Somebody said she's pregnant with stolen phones. Oh, God. Is it gonna be a Samsung or an Apple? Instead of a boy or girl.
Pregnant. Oh, you are pregnant.
Why do they use the pregnant women? For sympathy?
Yes.
Oh, how does one avoid misidentifying? Right there.
Ecco l'altra.
Attenzione.
Uh-oh.
C'eri dal
Ladra!
Pickpocket.
Ma pure lei?
Man.
Io sto tutta incinta.
Da sole si coprono.
We have another.
I can't believe people put up with this shit. This is insane.
Come mai cammini così?
It's almost like they're selecting
Jesus.
exclusively for pregnant women to be the pickpockets. I almost feel bad.
Police can't do anything about it unless they want to be falsely indicted by the judge because the judicial system is corrupt and always opposing the government's efforts to combat the issue. Well, why don't they just get rid of the judges then? Like, it's not like the judge has any real power. I mean, the government has the power. They're the ones... Whoever controls the military has all the power. We can't? Well, what are they going to do? Nothing. Andrew Jackson did that in like 1800. The Supreme Court said you can't do this. He said, okay, well, I have the army. I'm going to do it. And you know what happened? He did it. Yeah. The military has no power in the EU. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Maybe it's that bad. Yeah, wow. You have no idea how Europe works? I mean, you're telling me Italy doesn't have any degree of, I mean, what about the police? I mean, the police can operate as a military effectively, right? I mean, they're still a fucking kinetic force option. I don't know what to say. This is so weird. Oh my God.
I gotta wonder who's
what a weird place.
What, so do they force these pregnant women to pickpocket?
Because in our culture,
yeah,
they do sex
So weird
every
how this room will go from
5
being
minutes.
so empty to
No?
being so
Really?
populated with a matter of a fucking
And do they get
second or
pregnant
two.
specifically to do pickpocketing?
They are like
People cycle in and out so much.
So they're slaves working for the men?
Yes, working for the man. The man has big car, expensive car.
I bet he does.
They live like a luxury life.
Yeah.
I see.
But the women do this work.
So she has like a pimp
Yes.
who forces her to pickpocket?
Yes.
Man.
They like also the adrenaline, they like everything, no?
Uh-huh.
Because it's like a drug.
Do you think they have other options, or are they forced to pickpocket?
Yeah, they force it.
They're forced?
They
Wow.
like money, of course.
They like money.
The easy money.
Easy money.
After exposing... This guy stages all his shit, he's a retard. Do you think it's all fake? I don't think it's fake. If it was fake, why would they be covering their faces?
The pregnant pickpockets, we went upstairs for a coffee break and met a waiter who told us this.
20 minutes ago?
What happened? What happened?
So it's a pickpocket come here. Take it is the bag, the coin, but I see it. I call him, hey, in this bag, especially tourist,
yeah, no surprise there.
Money, bags, everything, and documents.
They leave them there.
If you want to talk with the customer, you can talk.
Yo, he's here.
Yes.
Hello. You guys were robbed?
A minute. Like 20 minutes off, the guy doing it.
So he's just stealing all... So they're camping. Look, she wrinkly as fuck. Of course she's not going to run them down. Yep.
Shout out the waiter. So I'm glad you guys got your stuff back.
While this couple was lucky to have recovered their stolen items, the waiter says he comes here to open the shop every morning and finds the discarded stolen items of the previous day's victims.
Okay, a full stack of identification right here. And every day this happens?
Every day.
Every day.
When I came back at
What? This is insane. Nobody will act against the malevolent government in fear for being called racist, right-wing government needs more votes from angry citizens, and so on for decades. Italian here? Jesus, you guys need to get that under control, man. Like, you gotta stop that weird guilt shit and just get this under control. This is embarrassing, y'all letting this shit happen.
5 a.m. to see for myself, I only found drug dealers.
I'm doing good. How are you? What do you have? How much for cocaine? For how much?
That's pretty good. It's not so bad.
Okay, Mustafa, I come back here if I need some cocaine. Okay, thank you. Go to cafe, get some coffee first. Okay, maybe I find you.
Anyways, as we headed back into the metro, we found even more pickpockets and things got even stranger.
All right, I think we see something right now. We're on the move.
What's he doing? But real quick, if you want to see even more scams we found in Rome, go subscribe to my
Fake
Patreon
paintings?
for $5 a month to get early access to these videos. You can help us be fully independent from sponsorships and fickle YouTube monetization at
real bad.
patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira.
Would you trust that guy for coke? No, I'm just saying. It is. It's all girls.
Shame! Attention! Pickpocket! Pickpocket. 2-for-1 deal, pickpocket.
Wow.
He's giggling.
They use this bag so they slide their hand under and steal your wallet.
You can walk away from this. They don't have to pickpocket. The metro is amused. Why hide the face unless you're guilty?
They're all pregnant? Yeah, probably not.
Fresh kicks? New Balance. New Balance shoes?
Wow.
Okay, it's sheer strength. She's trying to escape. She's going back in. Pickpocket! Attention! Attention! Pickpocket! Pickpocket! Pickpocket!
That's so embarrassing.
Public shaming is effective.
She got kicked out. She got pushed out of the train.
Shame! No more pickpocketing.
So why is it that if you don't get in trouble for stealing this stuff, why don't they just take the shit away from them? Because like if they don't get in trouble for stealing it from other people, why can't they just drag it away from them? Because I mean, I feel like that's kind of fair, right? They'll get stabbed? No, they won't. It's just some girl. Like, how's she gonna stab them? They can stop them. Yeah.
She's pregnant. Good work! Yes! Yes!
Damn.
They did it! The public has stood up for themselves. We've reached a new status of civic justice. Why do you pickpocket? It's not good for the baby to pickpocket. No more pickpocketing. I don't know if we need to push this any further, but the bus pushed her out. They cheered. You can only imagine how much money she makes per day. Pregnant woman unsuspectingly pickpockets you. Hopefully, she quits pickpocketing. She's pickpocket. Got kicked out of the bus by the people. So, yeah, crazy place, right?
Man.
Yeah. No, good stuff, and I think
I feel
it's
like the government should be able to do anything. There are teenagers here being solicited and having sex with probably adults. Yeah, it's embarrassing, bro. It really is. It's crazy that they just let this shit happen. Yeah, it is. Because you have to commit violence to get it from someone who technically didn't commit violence against you? Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, that person committed violence to get what they got. And so if they can commit violence to get what they had, but you can't commit violence to get what they had, what they've taken, I think that's kind of unfair. It doesn't really make sense.
No. We speak English.
This is my place.
You're gonna get knocked out, buddy.
You better
You're gonna
leave.
get knocked out.
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?
Oh, he's got a fade, actually.
Oh my God.
You gotta. Hold on, if he falls down though, he's just swinging.
I'll guard him. I'll make sure he doesn't fall.
So what do we do here?
Okay, all
He's
right,
got
that's
hands,
good.
Honestly, I'm not fucking with
They
Mike Tyson.
de-aggroed him. That's great. Good. How is this like a video game?
Sitting over there.
This is insane.
With some stimulants.
Oh my God. Wow. What an absolute fucking shithole. This is insane. Especially, dude, running away from these guys. This was the crazy thing right here, bro. Huh? This is the best part of the video. Right there, bro. Like, that was the best part. Oh God, I don't know why they put up with it. This is so embarrassing. This doesn't happen in the USA. It does, but like, I mean, at least people here have the Second Amendment, right? I mean, in the US, in Texas, if you do this, you're you're risking a lot by doing this in Texas. And I don't know why they put up with this at all. I'll give this video a like. I love Tyler Olivier's videos. I think that they are amazing. Yeah, watch the Paris one. Are there that many more of these? This is insane. Yeah, I didn't even know it was that bad. This is so fucked. Yes, this is crazy. Yeah, risking room temperature. I guess so. Europe is cucked, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, the Paris one is worse. I might watch it. Like, no. I didn't even know there was another one. Oh my fucking god, Paris is worse? Wait, so you're telling me the guys that are famous for putting people in the guillotine are letting their citizens get robbed by a bunch of hostile Nevrons from fucking random places? How did this happen? What the fuck, man? They're limp dick now. I guess so. Most of the EU is chill, but the capitals are fucked. No, I think that, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Italy is tame. I don't know, man. Oh my god. Yeah, it still kicks. Yeah, Paris is fucking awful. We're racist. If we don't let them hurt us. It's just unbelievable that this has been going on like this. I'm actually shocked that there's just never any sort of like there's never any sort of like accountability for this or like anything like that that's happening. And yeah, this is crazy. Oh my god. Let's see here. I'll read a few more of these comments. You gonna play Battlefield 6? Yeah, of course I will. And Romans are looking at Italy now? Yeah, I guess so. And I think Paris used to be the same way. Democrat cities are just throwing multiple cities over at this point. I just don't know how this... this defies all logic and rationality to me. It does. It defies all... Like, I cannot understand why anybody puts up with this. I really don't understand it even in the slightest. It's so confusing. Yeah, EU cucks. I mean, I guess so, right? Yeah. And seeing all this is happening, I'm seeing more and more how more and more feasible history will repeat itself. Yeah, I told you this shit's happening. They're disarmed. Yeah, I told you this shit's gonna happen. And yeah, they deport them. I don't know. Are you gonna watch the Paris one on stream? I will. I'm not gonna watch it today, but I will watch it at some point. Absolutely. Europe feels broken. Yeah, maybe. It's bad for tourism to have strong police. I feel like it's worse for tourism to have strong pickpockets. Like, I feel like if you... I wouldn't want to go somewhere where I wouldn't feel safe. Like, I'll tell you this. If I had to choose between... Would I rather visit... I don't know, like, would I rather visit Dubai or would I rather visit Paris? I would pick Dubai 100 times out of 100 because of how unsafe it seems like these cities are. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, how? Because I just watched these videos. Yeah, every country in Europe's broken? Yeah, absolutely. Like, I wouldn't even think about this. You wouldn't even have to visit EU after this? Yeah, I guess so. So the European Union rules override the nations that are a part of it? Jesus Christ. You can't go anywhere where the social contract is only upheld by half the population? It can be just as unsafe going downtown in Texas. LOL, what? I think that the difference is that, yeah, you're right. There's probably places in Texas that are problematic too. But the difference is that in Texas, you have more of a right to defend yourself. And I think that the police can at least be more aggressive on problems like this. And so, like, and also, I don't really know whether that's true or not. I mean, like, it depends. I mean, I've been to different places, but I've never been to a place that's this hostile. But I have no idea. Europe find at least some 100-year-old agreement and we have to follow? Yeah, I have no idea. The cops are under the paycheck of the manipulators and the pocketeers. If that's why they're not doing anything to them, maybe that's it. Yeah, I don't know. In Texas, you can have a gun on your hip? Yeah, exactly. Like, in Texas, you can defend yourself. So, like, that's a very, very big difference compared to, like, you know, in the EU or, like, I mean, particularly here in Rome. So, yeah. The feeling of being unsafe doesn't really work when comparing your own place. You know where to go in Texas, but not somewhere in France. Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, exactly. Like, you'd be a lot more, you know, like, gun shy to do something like that in, like, another place. You pick out someone in Texas, get beat up, the police will side with the people who beat you up.
Keys here?
I mean,
this one?
In a lot of cases, yeah. I mean, probably, and that's the way it should be. I didn't realize that we were talking about carrying weapons. Well, of course we were. Because, like, the thing is that if you have somebody that steals your shit and you realize it, how can you get your stuff back? Well, if you point a gun at them and you say, if you don't give me your stuff back, I'm going to kill you, I think that's a really good way of getting it back. That's super effective. And so if you can't do that, then, well, what the fuck are you going to do? Yeah, pointing gun goes here, bang. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, like, yeah, they just run. Well, you shoot them in the back. I mean, it's not like it's not like they're turtles. You know, it's not like they have a shell in the back. It's not a big deal. And you're upset that leg shots are underrated. Well, I mean, you can still pierce an artery with a leg shot, and somebody will bleed out anyway, right? It's not a big deal. But yeah, and illegal. Well, if it was up to me, it wouldn't be. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for fucking sure. Hold on, I'm taking you for a ride. So I just want you guys to see that this is a real comment. This is from the President of the United States. Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there. Taylor Swift is no longer hot. Being woke is for losers. Being Republican is what you want to be. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This is the President of the United States. That's right. He even talked about it on video.
Actress Sydney Sweeney came out this weekend that she was a registered Republican. Any thoughts on that?
That who was?
Sydney Sweeney. She's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney...
She's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney... You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right. There it is. Wow. There we go. And yeah, condition. Yeah, I guess so. Is this BF? I guess so. Yes, the content, dude.
Was?
Sydney Sweeney. She's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad.
Holy fucking shit. We got more than 3 years over this shit. Yep. It's 79-year-old man just going in there talking shit. What do people think about Sydney Sweeney's ad? Oh no. Oh no.
The Sydney Sweeney ad, have you seen it?
Oh, yes, I have.
What are your thoughts?
Just say
Trying
it.
to calm myself.
Say
but
it.
that would, Sydney Sweeney has good really? Like, the eugenics in that, it's dripping with it, and I'm like, no.
When you saw it, what did you think of?
I mean, I thought, you know, it was disgusting. I think it's just...
I bet you did. Yep. I believe you. How's their stock doing? Total hog annihilation. That's what we're talking about right now. Total Karen obliteration. Hose Mad has become the national anthem. Holy shit. Wow.
Showing what kind of country we're turning into, because it's white supremacy at the end of the day. That's what this ad is representing.
I didn't see it, but I have heard quite a bit about it, and a lot saying that it's slighted towards like eugenics and comparing the blue jeans to blue jeans, blue blood, white hair, or not white hair, but like blonde hair, blue eyes, and there's been a lot of comparison to that. I think it's absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah.
I love how, like, the beginning, I haven't seen it, but based off of this thing that I've assumed, let me guess, she doesn't like it either. I'm gonna guess that she doesn't like it.
That's not a good look.
I am a prophet. I am a wizard. I can predict the future, and I can see the lines of code between the Matrix. I can predict things that nobody else could see coming. Nobody could have predicted this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's blonde hair, blue-eyed, white woman, you know,
Genius.
very
I
cute, and a lot of the things she's been doing online have been a little bit questionable. It seems that she's definitely been,
Like
you know,
what?
pandering
to a certain group of men online. I've seen parts
So
of
are you saying that an attractive woman, why is it, well, I love how this is like a, it's like an accusation. Like a woman is pandering to men online. And I guarantee you this girl, like if you asked her what you would think, what do you think about OnlyFans? She'd say, oh, it's great. It's female empowerment. I don't understand this weird dichotomy where women, like it's like they're okay with sex work, but at the same time, when they see a girl that's monetizing her looks, they'll always attack them off of that.
it, not the whole thing.
Wrath, you here?
I understand why people are offended.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are.
How's my audio sound as fuck?
The impact is very
really
problematic. It's not acceptable.
Kind of sounds like you're in a bathroom.
And I've been seeing a lot of people online being like, okay, well, if we ran the same ad with a black woman, it would be interpreted differently. What are your thoughts on that?
Microphone.
My thoughts on that is that
Wait.
a black woman probably wouldn't use the same inflection, and
how do you even know about the inflection if you said that the
sounds echoey?
What? You said you didn't see the ad.
Set up right. I'm using
How do you know
earbuds
how she said
and
it if you didn't even see it?
Headphones. Or not earbuds. I'm using earbuds and my
'Cause
glasses.
you'd have to, like,
so my
reading the
earbuds
words that a
are
person
for
says. Inflection is how you say something.
And my glasses
Like,
are
you know,
for
like if you're
everything
saying
else.
it in a high-pitched voice, low-pitched voice, with like a, accusatory tone.
No, it's set
like
up
your
right.
tone, like that's
My input should be the glasses.
they didn't do that.
And the
So
output should be the
they can say what ifs all they want, but the fact of the matter.
She can't answer the question because
It's,
she knows
it doesn't
that
sound
the
like terrible
question-
quality though, right?
This
Like, it
breaks
sounds okay.
the intersectionality,
Just
it
echoey.
sounds like
mental
you're
cage
in a
that these people
bathroom
put
or
themselves in.
There is they used a white woman
Not
to send,
like
send a very specific
unbearable,
message.
That's why she can't answer it.
Compared to what
I
it might
definitely
be.
think if it were a black woman, it would send a different message.
Not very good.
Specifically because that's the world that we've created, that we've grown up in, and so by specifically using
Hey, listen to it. I want to hear it.
a white person, it
One second.
completely
I'm gonna go
disregards
into
everything
voice
that
and
we've
video.
spent the last centuries working towards, and so that just kind of it.
Man. She is gonna have a bad time. So it's basically, it would be okay if she was black, but it's bad because she's white. They can both vote. Yep.
All right,
they can.
How about now?
Still sounds the same.
Rubs us the wrong way.
A company like
Still
American
sounds the
Eagle,
same.
not surprised, and I think any,
That
thinly
didn't sound
veiled,
as echoey.
whatever they're trying to put out is
Yeah,
not very
it's better
thinly
now.
veiled at all, and people
Yeah.
can see through it. And so hopefully,
I just
with
turned
enough
the fan
outrage,
off.
companies will be afraid to.
See, this is the Karen thing.
Too
They
fucking
think
hot
that
in
if
this
they
apartment,
scream
though.
and cry and get mad,
What are you playing?
that companies will
RuneScape.
somehow capitulate. But
Which
I think
RuneScape?
what
Dragon
people
Wilds?
realize
No.
is that a lot of these
You wanna play
ugly,
Dragon
fat,
Wilds?
middle-aged women that want to complain and hate on more attractive women that are monetizing their appearance, they're actually a very small minority of people, and
Oh,
they
no,
don't
your
even
world's
like
up.
themselves, and nobody else likes them either. That's why they're on the internet complaining in the first place. So, and it's just, again, like, so that's the real reason. I was mad. Yeah, exactly. Like, ugly women hang on attractive women. Yeah, that's always how it's been. And I think that what's been realized at this point is that it's all hot air. No one really cares what these people think. They're a much smaller minority than people imagined. And they're not worth taking seriously or listening to at all. They're just worth laughing. The only thing that they're good for is laughing at them.
Put those types of messaging out.
I get both sides of the argument. Like, she's talking about like actual genes, but then I get the other side saying like, oh, but like this could be like a play on words for like something else. But like honestly, I think there's just so much more going on in the world that like an ad about Sydney Sweeney isn't something that we need to pay attention to. It's this, and
I'm gonna be honest. Based witch girl. Yeah, based goth witch girl. She's kind of right about this.